Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about some gemming strategies for PvE content and stat advice in general. This is mainly since I personally only do PvE content. I barely do any PvP at all. That's what I'm optimizing my stats and gear for. If you do PvP as well, this probably won't be valid information, but it could be interesting anyway. So I've been running some tests and come to the conclusion that I needed to reorganize my gems mainly and my gear in general. And the reason for this is I've talked about this in a lot of other videos, but the importance of resistance, which is huge in PvE. Basically, if you have when you do PvE content, the game will use your highest element to calculate your damage reduction, and as long as you have, I think it's 750-ish resistance to one element, you will reach a 90% damage reduction. There are some parts of the PvE content where this is not true. For instance, in the Sky Trail you actually use the specific elements, so when you fight the water boss you need the water resistance and so on, but in all the dungeons and in the Spire and so on, any element will do. Your highest stat will be used, and this 90% damage reduction is applied last. So it's applied after your defenses and blocks and all of that. What this means is that these defense stats are pretty much useless, or they make a tiny difference actually, since your resistance will reduce the damage by 90%. What this means is that I've actually removed all my PDEF and MDEF gems, and also my astrals, and switched them out for I try to only have a physical attack, obviously the most important stat of all for me, since I want to do as much damage as possible. And then hit points is the second most important part. There are several heals that do a percentage of your total hit points, so the more hit points the better. It also works as a nice buffer against large special attacks from bosses and so on that aren't reduced in damage. It also helps when you use the, let's see, what's it called, the regeneration rune or astral. Makes it easier to actually get some use out of this. If you have a large health pool, you won't be at maximum health as much, so you won't lose out on those heals. The final stat I use is block. This is mainly because of the dual gems that was introduced a few weeks ago. Well, let's take a look at one of my items. So for the 4 gems I'm using one pure physical attack and one pure hit point gem. I also use one of the physical attack and critical gems. Critical is also an important stat for me as an archer. I haven't really tested this out, but I know there are some different opinions. Some say you should try to keep your critical stat at around 20% of your physical attack. Others say that if you keep it at around 15k, that's enough, regardless of your physical attack stat. For now, I have 12k and I crit decently often, so right now I don't really bother I have one of these physical attack and critical gem in every piece of equipment, and and as well as the 2 critical astrals. So that seems to be enough for now. And then my final gem here is a dual hit point and block. You could also choose hit point with PDEF or MDEF, but since I've decided those stats aren't useful at all, the block is not very useful either, but at least since it's a percentage reduction of the damage you receive, it's more useful when you fight harder content than these defense ones, which are a flat reduction. I think if you gain 1000 physical defense, you will take 500 less damage. I think that's the formula. And the block is a 30% reduction, so when your opponents start to do more damage, the block will be more useful. I don't have enough gems to put the dual. I focused on the physical attack ones, so I still have some regular block gems, but I will switch these out as I get some more gems. So this is the general strategy, and it seems to be working quite alright. I'm going to just fight some regular mobs here in the elemental forest to show you. I used to have, let's see, now my physical defense is 17k and my magical defense is almost 16k. They used to be 25k before the last event when I switched out all my gems, so I've dropped 8 and 10k defense. Now let's see when I fight these. So as you can see, I get hits for the regular hits are roughly around between 6,500 and 7,500 damage, and then over 70k damage gets resisted. This is basically exactly the same numbers as when I was running with 25k physical defense. Which means that my strategy seems to be working. I'm taking a few hundred more damage per hit perhaps, and instead I think I increased my hit points with 30 or 40k or so, and I also have a lot more physical attack and the same amount of crit, I think. So all in all, it's definitely a gain, a total gain for my strength. I'm only fighting these because they don't die right away, so it's a nice way to see if you want some statistics for a few hits. I still can't do the bosses in here, so I'm hoping to be able to do them solo in the future, but right now I just do this as a testing grounds. I would need a lot more damage. As you can see, it takes quite a while to kill these, if I can do it. But I would say this is a pretty pretty optimal way to align your stats for when you're doing PvE, when you do the world bosses and so on. This is also, defense is completely useless there. You will survive enough hits anyway. So this way you get the most amount of damage, which is the thing that matters. I've been able to clear 3 more levels in Necro since I switched out these gems to some more attack. I'm now at, I think, level 27 or so. 27 or 28, I can't remember. Anyway, if you do a lot of PvE content, I would definitely recommend trying this. It will cost a bit to convert all your gems, but could be worth it in the long run, because you will be able to clear some additional content, hopefully. I'm hoping to be able to solo at least the first boss or a few bosses in the dragon animation soon. I need a bit more hit point, I think, to be able to do it, but hopefully soon I'll be able to. I'll make a video when I do. So good luck with your equipment choices and stat optimization, and I'll talk to you later.